Everybody, it's the Essence, and today I'm going to be making like a scouting type of video, like breakdown on Joan Beringer, who is a very interesting prospect out of the Euro Cup League. He's from France, and as you can see, he's 6'11", 230 pounds, and he is only 18. He is one of the youngest players in this upcoming NBA draft, and a big reason that I have him really high on my board is he is just an insane athlete. At 6'11", he moves really well, both defensively and offensively. He is very fast. His jumping ability is absolutely insane. He just floats off the floor. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that Joan Beringer is very new to basketball. He just started playing about 2 to 3 years ago because he was super short not long ago, and then just hit a huge growth spurt, which he still kind of moves like he's 6'2". He's very fluid still, and that's why Joan Beringer is such a highly touted center prospect. And this is also a very kind of weak center draft, I would say. Like, come on, Malawatch and Derek Queen are great, but Joan Beringer, because of how weak this center class is, has really gotten a lot of attention. And I want to get into his film. We're going to start with offensive film, and it's going to be just him just going down the court, going crazy on people. As you can see, you see the speed in the first clip. Just gets downhill faster than those guards can keep up with him. And you're going to see the speed again here as he just blows by this defender, low pickup, gets to the rim, and just hangs that shit on that motherfucker's head. What a play. The speed, the handle, the fluidity to get to the rim and just put it on his head. You're starting to see the elite jumping ability and the elite speed for a guy who is 6'11". Like, I can't wait for the combine where we can really get all of this guy's measurements and his jumping ability, because I feel like it's going to be off the charts. Like, he's going to test crazy. And you see in this clip, sets the screen, and this is where he is insanely dominant as a roll man. See, just gets behind this guy, throw it up, and he's going to catch it. Just one hand slamming it on this guy's head right here. He cannot recover in time, and it's just because Joan Beringer is so fast and has such an elite jumping ability. Like, you're going to see that here again, where he's in a screen, roll into the middle of the floor. They're going to get him the ball. He's taking off from outside the restricted area, and he's still going to go up and just slam it on this dude's head with one hand. I don't know how long his wingspan is, but it's got to be very long. As you see, he just stretches over that defender and just puts it on their head. You're just seeing in every clip here, he's just fast. Like, he blows by this guy rolling. He has to recover, so he pump fakes, gets the defender up, and then gets an and one. It's just really good shit. Now, he is very raw on the offensive end, I will say. Like, in this clip, this is something I want to see him do more. Just use that speed to get by guys, but also posting up and using fakes and those little jump hooks is something that his game hasn't fully developed yet. But this is a clip that shows flashes that he can score in the post. It's just not something that I would bank on at the moment. See here, this is something that is really gonna be like what determines Joan Beringer's ceiling, and that's if the jump shot develops. Now, he only shoots about 59% from the free throw line, which isn't awful for a guy that just started hooping, but it's also not ideal. He hasn't taken any three-pointers his entire career in the Eurobasket League, as far as I know, which is a worry. Like, I know he's new to basketball, and that's not really his role to shoot, but I like my prospects to be at least shooting threes, at least attempting threes, which Joan Beringer doesn't really do. But I see his touch. I see his jumper is very fluid, as like he was 6'2" very recently. So he's still getting into his body, like you know, understanding how his body works and how it moves and everything. But you see here, pretty fluid jumper. He greens that midi. This is not a shot I hope he takes a lot in the NBA. Like, I would like you to get out to the three-point line. But look, just very nice jumper, up and down fluidity, gets that 45-degree angle you want in your elbow, cashes out right there. That is going to be something that really determines Joan Beringer's ceiling. Like, if he can develop as a shooter, he'll be like Rudy Gobert if Rudy Gobert was like a little bit smaller but way more athletic and could shoot. Like, he would be just an insane player to have. You know what I mean? I've heard people compare him to Onyeka Okongwu. I don't really see that. I feel like Joan Beringer is a lot more defensively and like you'll see he's a really good offensive rebounder, which Onyeka Okongwu, he has spurts of being good at rebounding, but I feel like they're different players. Like Onyeka Okongwu is kind of a cone on defense, and I feel like Joan Beringer is the opposite of that. But anyway, here he is using that handle. That's something, again, that needs to develop more. I know he's new to basketball, but the dribbling and playmaking is still a little iffy. He can do dribble handoffs like right here. And again, you're seeing the instant roll is just insane. Like the speed he picks up, he flies through the lane and just gets this layup. Like this is shit that not a lot of damn near 7-footers are doing. Like he is just insanely fast, insanely fluid, insanely athletic, and that's how he scores. Like that is pretty much it. He is a play finisher, and he kind of does struggle making his own shot. Like creating his own shot is where Joan Beringer is probably the weakest offensively. See, he needs guys like in the pick and roll to get him to the lane so he can yam on people like that and one. But you see like Joan Beringer, again, is the benefit of creation, gets this little drop down pass in the lane and just yams on these people easily. But like you see a lot of these clips, again, offensive rebound putback, he's really good on the offensive glass. And again, here in the Spain pick and roll, guy sets a back screen, he's going to get the ball from this guy's creation and then get himself a bucket there in the paint. That is something that Joan Beringer will definitely struggle with at the NBA level, is creating his own shot. Now, he is a play finisher, but to really increase his ceiling and be a more viable player on offense, he does need to work on the overall creation aspect of his game. Because right now, if you throw it to him in the post or just anywhere on the court and trust him to get his own bucket, it's not a very effective play. He's mostly effective in these screening actions, as you see, screening, rolling straight to the basket, and then just using his length, athleticism to get buckets. That's where he is going to thrive. And you see it here. He can just outrun everybody down the court. Like, he is a guy that most centers are really going to struggle to match up with in the fast break. He is so fast, and if you can, like, get him out on the fast break, he will outrun most bigger guys to the rim, which is just a huge, like, plus to have for a center, to have someone that fast. And he's also got pretty good feel offensively. Like, right here, he notices that this guy's coming over, pretty much doubling his guy, and he sees that he's not really looking at Joan Beringer at all. So this is a good cut right here to get his guy give him an open option to hit, and he does that right here and gets himself a layup. This guy steps up too. He doesn't even worry about it, just gets himself a layup. So yeah, good shit. Again, another double. He's going to get an easy lay-in right there. This is a good clip right here. Good hands. One thing I like about Joan Beringer, he like barely ever drops the ball on passes. He'll catch some very difficult passes, which is always a good sign. Like he's got really good hands for a guy that hasn't played much. Like here, like a lot of traffic around him, but he drops the ball but picks it right back up and goes up. That's just a good clip showing that he really does have soft hands. Like he has touch, he has fluidity. I see a lot of big men that are younger that can really struggle to catch passes at times, and I don't see that at all with Joan Beringer. Here he is again, just under the rim, dunking shit. That's what you're going to see a lot from Joan. Ghost screen right here, gets into the lane, they finally hit him. Pump fake, go up strong. You know, that's something I want to see him do more, is be more patient on the offensive end. He tends to go up just straight up right away, which is what you should do if you have his gifts, but it doesn't always work. Good cut right there on the baseline, just sees this guy coming down. But again, this is a benefit of someone else's creation, but this is where Joan Beringer does thrive, just getting these bounce passes from his man stepping up on somebody else. And he is elite at the rim. Like, if he gets that space at the rim, it's wraps. He's going to score most of the time. Little dribble handoff. Really good hands, as you see right there. Just yams that shit. That is a tough pass to catch for a young big man. Over your head. 2 defenders right here, catches that bitch, just puts it in. That's really, really good signs right there. And here's another clip. Just blows by that guy. I really like this. This is something he needs to do more, is that with that insane speed, you should be able to just take off and just get by these guys. It looked a little bit like a travel here, but I think in the NBA they wouldn't really call this. Just a pickup and then off 2, goes up, yams it. Completely left that guy in the dust right there. Here's a good lob right there. He reads this all the way that he's like, okay, I'm going to get in position for this lob because this guy is stepping up and my guy has the ball high and he's going to be in perfect position. You just throw that bitch up. Joan Beringer is going to fly the fuck up there and yam that bitch. 2 hands every time. He is one of the most, like, because of how good his hands are and how athletic he is, he's a very reliable lob threat. Good offensive board right here. Just goes up between 2 defenders, gets a bucket. Just gets through on the roll, yam. Like, he's just really fast, really athletic. You know, you get the gist of it on the offensive end. This is nice. I like this a lot. For him to show off the touch here, a little mid-range floater action, nothing but net. You know, that's always a good sign. The shooting is definitely a worry, but when you can do shit like that, just yam on people, it's really just a hopeful thing that if the shooting develops, you know, he could just be an elite player, but he doesn't need the shooting to develop. He has all the other tools. Like right here, this is a great clip. This is something that Joan needs to do more. Go into the defender's chest, like use his speed to make this defender go back and then turn, little post hook fade right in that defender's face. Really good stuff right here. Dribble handoff. I like that he's getting more and more into the dribble handoff actions because I think he could be really, like, useful in that action. And again, using this just insane length to just reach over this guy and lay it in. Gets another offensive putback right there. Some rebounding stuff. Really good hustle. And then the speed is just outrageous. Holy shit. This is probably my favorite clip in the video. Gets this board, throws it in. He's behind everybody here. The speed he picks up. He hits half court. Look how fast he's going. Everyone's like, oh shit. We thought he was back there. He's here now. Throws that bitch high as hell. He's catching it, yamming it. Like, that is an insane clip. The speed. You don't see many 6'11" guys moving like that. That is just insane. Like, that is freakish athleticism. And that is crazy shit. Here it is, another jumper. Just floating to the middle of the court, pull up. I like the way the jumper looks. It's a little iffy, you know. He's not a shooter yet, per se. But I don't think he couldn't become a shooter. Like, he's not one of those players that, like, you look at their jumper, like a Moses Brown, and you're like, oh, he's never going to develop as a shooter. So, yeah, that's how I feel about Joan. And the feel is definitely there. For a guy who just started hooping, he has feel, like right here. Reading this guy, reading that he's staring down the guy with the ball. So he's going to cut, get in the lane, give his guy an option, and he's going to receive the pass, easy dunk. That is where Joan, like, thrives the most, is he's going to thrive off of other people's creation. This is really nice right here. Another little mid-range jumper, pull up, one dribble, just fade away, green. Really nice fluid jumper right there. And it's something that I believe he can work more into his game. But yeah, he's a play finisher. Like, he's going to basically thrive off of someone. Like, if he had Trae Young, him and Trae Young would be a crazy combo. Like, he just needs someone to make shots for him. Like, create these double teams where he gets into the short roll and can just use that elite athleticism to just make shit happen. So yeah, that's the scoring for Joan Beringer. I think he's just going to be a play finisher at the next level. I want the dribbling and the playmaking to develop some more, but it's not really, like, he could still be very effective without that, and I think it will develop. This is a very young guy, but Offensively, yeah, still very raw. Play finisher, lob threat type of guy at the moment. Good offensive rebounder, which is surprising. He's a little skinny, but he gets offensive boards just because of that insane athleticism. But now we're going to move on to the playmaking. Also, shout out this channel for making this cut up. I forget what they're called. No Ceiling NBA. Thank you for making this cut up. There's not a lot of cut ups out of some of these international prospects, so I really like when there is some people that make these like very long cut ups. They have like all types of shit. It's really nice. But anyway, now we're getting into playmaking, which in the short roll, Joan Beringer is very good. Like right here, two guys are going to come up because he is so athletic that they need to wall up the rim. And it's going to lead to these easy little passes right there where he can just get two guys flying at him. And the read's easy at that point. Like this isn't insane playmaking vision, but it's good that for a guy that is this new to basketball, he is great already at making these reads, seeing that this guy was way over in the paint and finding his guy for a wide open three. It's just simple stuff, but it is stuff that you need to like read and know how to do. This was really good spatial awareness right here on the rebound. Sees that this guy is just kind of standing around way far away from his man. I guess this guy is out of bounds, but as a defender, this is just stupid. And Joan Beringer is going to notice that. Easy bounce pass, gets his guy a good layup. Like that's the type of playmaking Joan Beringer does. It's just simple reads like, oh, this guy came over and doubled, let me kick it back out, you know? The playmaking is still very raw. Do I believe he can become like a passing hub as a big man? Not really. Like it could happen. Like this is a guy that could develop an insane amount more than this. But at the moment, the play, like this is probably the best pass he made, like that I've saw, like where two guys come at him. He's like, oh, I got a pass here. He reads that this guy's rotating, and then he kicks it to this guy, get him a wide open three. Like that's probably the best pass I've seen Joan Beringer make. He doesn't make those like extra passes that much. He's not really a connector. He doesn't really throw skips or anything. Like there's no like elite playmaking vision. It's mostly like there, like he gets an offensive board, the defense is out of position, and he finds a guy. Like that is the most of Joan Beringer's playmaking at the moment. I don't think it's like a complete non-factor that he's just not going to be able to pass or handle the ball at the next level, but it is probably his biggest worry is the playmaking, the passing, and the shooting. Like that is, if one of those things can develop, he will be a very valuable offensive player, but if not, he's going to struggle on offense, okay? Like that is just how it's going to work in the NBA. You need to be able to, everyone needs to be able to dribble. Everyone needs to be able to pass in the NBA, and Joan Beringer kind of struggles with that. But anyway, we're now going to get into the defense, which is where I think Joan Beringer projects the highest. Like, I feel like he's going to come into the NBA and be an elite defender immediately, and it's because of how fluid and how athletic he is. Like, I know I've said it a bunch, but it's the truth. Right here, watching this guy just go up and down, screen, he's going to come all the way up at the level here, all the way at the ball handler, and then he's able to recover back. Like, that's just really elite shit right there. Again, sets another screen, and he's going to instantly read that this guy's got a lane to the paint, jump up, smack that shit off the glass. Insane length, insane athleticism, good recognition. Another one right here where he's just kind of off ball watching. He sees the spin move, he reacts, and smacks that shit off the backboard. He can make those type of plays. And no, that was not a goaltend. He really just has that type of jumping ability and length. Here, comes out to the ball handler, runs with him, and blocks his shit at the rim. This is just insane shit from a 7-footer to come out, switch on a guard, and be able to stay with him speed-wise to the point that you block him at the rim. That is just what Joan Beringer offers. He's super switchable because he just has elite range as a defender. And you see it again here where he's just off the ball and just realizes he's coming through the paint. And that's just not going to happen when Joan Beringer's around because he can really recover at an elite level. Watch this clip, though. Like, this shit is insane. Walls up off the screen, like, completely cuts this guard off at 6'11", forces him to pass out, recovers back, then gets out to this guy on the switch, This is insane. He's jumping from inside the three-point line. This guy's outside the three-point line, blocks his shot. That is just the type of shit Joan Beringer offers. He can come all the way up in the pick and roll, guard a guard, and then get back and like defend the rim. He's just has that much range and fluidity and athleticism as a defender. And also off ball, he's just a complete like disruptor. Like he has great like recognition skills of where the offensive player is trying to get, stopping them and then blocking them. Like he's going to be in the right spot. And it's very crazy that he's new to basketball when he reads defense like insanely well off ball. That's just a good clip, walling up, blocking that guy, and then blocking his jump shot right here, moving his feet very well. Again, on a screen, in drop coverage, he's going to recover on the bounce pass and block that shit. He just does everything on the defensive end. Again, gets into the paint. He's on the big man. Notices the floater. Get that shit out of here. Fucking hits the cheerleaders damn near. Like he is super good at recognizing when shots are going to go up, and he's going to block them. He's going to be there with that insane length, that insane jumping ability. And you really got to watch out for Joan Beringer if you come into the paint, because he is watching you. See, he's watching this guy. He knows the shot's coming. He's already about to jump, and he's going to smack that shit every time. Like, the recognition is one thing that already makes me believe Joan Beringer even more. Like, the insane athleticism, the fluidity, all that shit already made me believe him as a defender. But it's the off-ball recognition. Like, he knows when shots are coming, and he gets to the spot, and he blocks them. That is just an insane thing to already have in your game as a guy that just started hooping. And you're going to see it here again. He's all the way down here, notices that this guy's blown by, already stepping up, and he blocks him at the rim. Like, that is just perfect recognition, and then the elite athleticism length to just get that shit out of here. Like, that dunk had no chance. Here he is again. Again, this is him showing how versatile he is. He's switching out to a guard, cuts him off, spin move, nope, get blocked. Like, that is just insane movement skills to be able to slide your feet, flip your hips, be with them on the spin move, and then go up perfect timing and block the shot. It's just the stuff that Joan Beringer provides on the defensive end. Here's another switch. You see how low he gets in his stance. This guy is a damn near a 7-footer, and look how low he can get. Look how he moves his feet, tapping around, cutting off every angle that the guard wants to go, using his chest, walling up, and then forcing this just awful shot, which he obviously blocks. Like, this is just insane stuff from a 7-footer that just started playing basketball to be able to move your feet like this. And then the recovery ability is just also insane. Coming up in drop here, he gets beat on this bounce pass. You see this defender or offensive player has a pretty easy lane to the basket, but he's just going to recover, read that he's going for the reverse, and smack that shit off the glass. Like, he can recover it almost any situation. Again, he's way over in the level, recovers back in front of the defender, and blocks that shit when he tries to go for a layup. Like, he is always going to get back to where he needs to get. And even right here on a switch where he's kind of late, he's going to go up and completely swallow up this jumper. Like, he's always a guy that is a threat to block your shot. You got to be careful. Again, switching out onto a guard, low in his stance, forcing him left. He's going to, like, go with him on these hesitation moves. A lot of these, like, bigger, younger defenders struggle with the offensive players that do, like, little hesitation moves who are shifty. Joan Beringer can move with him step for step to the rim and block his shot. That is just insane shit. Like, moving with him. No, the hezzies don't fool Joan. He's gonna stay with you. He's gonna block your shot if you go up weak. He's gonna wall up in the post and be very aggressive as a defender, very active. Here he is again. Notices this guy's blown by on the baseline, recovers. Just not gonna happen. You're not gonna yam on Joan. He's gonna block that shit. Just get that shit out of here. It's just some of the most insane defensive clips from a big man I've seen are Joan Beringer's, because he just moves so well. He just moves so fluidly. Like, right here again, switching out to this guard. He gets blown by to the left a bit, recovers, hesitation move, reacts, but then recovers, gets back, swallows this up at the rim. Like, it's just some of the craziest shit you've seen. Like, both on ball and off ball. Again, recovering and just blocking shots. And a lot of these offensive players, they're taking these shots because they don't think Joan can get there, but he always does. He always gets there. It's just some insane shit, really, defensively to watch. And that's why I feel Joan Beringer is so high, is because he just has these elite defensive skills, switching out to another guard, a bunch of hesitation moves and tweens, and he's just going to block that. Like, he doesn't get fried on ball by guards at all. And you would think, like, from a guy who's new at playing basketball and super big, that he would. But he used to be 6'2". He used to be these guys' size. So he can move with them. He can move with them better than anyone you would think. And, like, he just uses this insane speed to also just recover and get into the same spots. Like, I know I've been saying it but over and over in this video, but it's like, it's an elite skill. Like, it's at a crazy level, I must say. So yeah, that's what I think of Joan Beringer. I think he's a top prospect for sure. In the center department, he's just insanely great at the defensive end and as a lob threat, play finisher type of guy. Where do I think his ceiling is? I think he could be like a very valuable starting big man, rim protector, play finisher type of guy. If the jump shot develops, he could be even more useful. And then the floor, he's kind of like a gadget center that could come in, rim protect, run the floor for you, and just be a really athletic presence. And he also offers a lot on the rebounding end. But he's a big mystery right now. Like, he has a lot of room to develop. So we don't know 100% what we're going to get with him. But right now, I would say his easiest comp is a smaller, skinnier, but 10 times more athletic and fluid Rudy Gobert. That's what he is. That's what I feel like he's going to come in and be. And that's an elite player. Like, that's going to be a very valuable player. And then he has all these other tools that could develop. So yeah, Joan Beringer is just one of the most interesting prospects in this draft. And yeah, I call him the French freak because he also has a little bit of that Giannis in him. I think Giannis was more developed when he was coming into draft boards and everything. But this elite fluidity, length, athleticism, like, it's all there, you know? Like, he has, like, Giannis moments where he'll just tear through a defense with his speed and length and just yam on people. But I think Giannis was a better ball handler, shooter, playmaker guy earlier. But I think that's because Giannis was hooping for longer. But yeah, that's what I think about Joan. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. But yeah, Joan Beringer, the French freak.